I always enjoy getting to go hands-on with the PTR. There's a lot of really interesting things that are coming, but to set some context to this video, because some big changes to gearing are on the way, but there's a little bit of a kind of a story here. To kick it off, it started with one line in the patch notes. It says they added the functionality to allow procedurally generated epic items to be upgraded to gear score 600 and roll an additional perk. This is, I think, pretty substantial. And then when people started going hands-on with it, it wasn't actually the case. And so the devs actually chimed in saying this change actually was reverted because they were making some plan changes. They were said the hey was accidentally in the notes, but today we got a new update, and that's where this video is really going to start. And it says, we're also excited about the ability to upgrade epics and pick a third perk, but we need to work through some of the issues before we consider it to many other types of items. However, we will be implementing it for new systems in Season 1, Gear from War, Invasion, and Gypsum Casts. The key here, Gypsum Cast, just so pay attention. They will all be able to pick up that third perk if it was upgraded to 600. And as a reminder, this functionality is already in for OPR and Breach gear. So this, I think, especially for Gypsum Casts, is pretty massive. It's like when you start to think about it, this is almost going to need to shift into its own video, and perhaps I'll make that for you guys this week on prepping for Season 1. What should you be doing? And honestly, I think you need to be paying closer attention to your Gypsum Cast rolls, your 2 perk epics, because these will now be able to be upgraded in Season 1 to get that legendary status with 3 perks. So one of two things: bind on pickup. Well, obviously that's going to be your personal take. You know, you're going to have that. You won't be able to sell that. But any bind on equip, if you find any 2 perk epic items, you might want to be sitting on those, because you're going to find that anybody who's willing to try and pick those up and funnel them in with the shards, you might find like, hey, this is a good use of that. This also means you probably want to be stacking up and starting to store up as much shards as possible, because then when this does drop, if you feel like gambling those, you can try to get some really, really good rolls from this system. Now, again, this is starting just with the War, the Invasion, and the Gypsum Cast. They said it's already in for OPR and Breach, and then they plan to expand it to the rest of the gearing system, but it looks like they need a little bit more work to do on that. And so I think significant, big change right here. Kind of one of those subtle changes that we'll look back and say, wow, man, I remember when all this gear was just getting like completely destroyed and salvaged, and now there's like a reason perhaps to kind of sit on that depending on the perk roll. But obviously with a lot of the meta changes, it'd be really hard to kind of say what is almost going to be the new meta. You can kind of make some guesses. You can, I don't know, you can gamble a little bit if you will. And hopefully you got something fun out of this video and you're as excited as I am for Season 1. I did ask the devs on Twitter, do they mean March 28th at 11 p.m. Central Time? And they say no. The patch is all that going to roll out on March the 28th. So it's not that much longer. We only have 26 days until Season 1 goes live. And I'm going to keep giving them my feedback. And I've got some videos planned for you guys as well. So hopefully you enjoy the content. Thanks so much for being here. If you feel like it earns it, like, sub, share, comment below. Get involved in the Discord. And let's get some game time going on as well. So thanks guys so much for your time. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Hopefully I'll see you next time. But until then, take care.